Welcome to your Inspirational Astrology Horoscope for Friday, February 6th, 2015. I'm astrologer David Palmer, the Leo King, here to illuminate the collective consciousness. Well, catch me today, tomorrow, and Sunday at the Conscious Life Expo in Los Angeles. This is where I'm going to be doing an awesome lecture, and I have my own booth talking about the app, talking about the horoscopes, talking about everything Leo King. If you're in Los Angeles, I'd love to see you there. But before we take a look at all the planets, let's take a look at the Leo King Planet Energy Meter to understand where all the energy is for your Friday. And I hope you're having a wonderful Friday, and I hope that everything's going wonderful in your life, and I'm sending you all of my best energy. And I am putting the energy meter at the hot position. That's because today the moon is going to make an opposition to Chiron and Pisces, Mars and Pisces, and I feel that this is a real big lesson today because Mars and Chiron have been kind of the theme for the last week and a half or so. And there's been this energy of healing our actions, making sure that we're learning to surrender, go with the flow, that we don't have as much control as we want to sometimes. And the moon in Virgo today is going to oppose this place, which a moon in Virgo wants to have things be done a certain way, have things be on time, it's like having the schedule perfect. Yet all this energy in Pisces kind of makes it a little bit more floaty. And I feel that today there's a need to continue the surrender, continue to let go while at the same time making sure you are taking care of things. So it's the perfect balance. But today the Sun and Jupiter make their opposition. And this is where the Sun, is trying to light up all this energy in Aquarius. New energy, seeing things differently, innovation, all this connection stuff. But here's Jupiter in Leo, which is trying to open up our hearts and open up our passions and open up our self-love. Really, Leo's all about the self-love. So I feel that today compromise is the key. Learning to compromise with certain people, learning to, see things bigger. Sun opposed Jupiter is about seeing it bigger. You need to, because sometimes we might get so caught up in, seeing things a certain way, especially in Aquarius. We can get so caught up in, getting lost in all these little crazy, air things. Aquarian is the weird energy. It connects all these dots. We can get lost in the formulas of things. We can get lost on, even connecting where we could forget our own happiness. We can forget what, makes us shine. And I think that today is about realizing that we can shine, that we can get things done, but at the same time we can learn to surrender. We can learn to let things go. And there's a real big balance needed today and a big vision to understand and a positive action. The other aspect of this is just learning to be positive. Sun opposed Jupiter is just, sometimes where we might forget about the positivity or might, forget that there are a million doors that we could open, and sometimes we forget that, especially when you have a Saturn in Sagittarius. I'd say Jupiter transits, especially to the Sun, are even more powerful. So this is a big lesson, in this energy of learning to, in life, find new ways to deal with it by being more positive, by seeing the other alternatives, but by seeing that there are a million positive doors open, and to sometimes learn that, you have to learn to let go. Things aren't going to be perfect. This is definitely where you realize things aren't perfect. They're not going to go exactly perfect to plan or how you thought it was going to be. But if you start to really kind of go with the fly and start to get really good with it, you could have a really wonderful day. And I think it is a positive day because the Sun opposed Jupiter can be very positive, especially if you're remembering to love yourself, especially if you're remembering to bring positivity. And with Mercury still sextiling Saturn in the retrograde, I still think there's some stability. I don't think this retrograde is going to go too crazy right now, but I definitely think that we are learning a lot right now and learning to be much more clear on things in our life. And sometimes we got to learn through experiencing things all over the place, even when we want them a certain way. Check out my website, theleoking.com or leoking.lookstack.com to also stream all that stuff with the sun sign horoscopes, my daily tarot, and my daily relationship readings, or you can get them on my apps on Apple and Android. Thanks so much for all your support, and I will see you tomorrow.